We are back. We've got the full court legends. Luke Taylor here. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. We've got a Southern gentleman, a Florida Gator legend. One of the only, I think, only 39 or 40 players have won both an NCAA Division I championship and an NBA championship. We have AKA Big Mo, Marreese Speights, Florida Gators legend and current assistant coach of the USF Bulls, as Coach Amir would say. Well, welcome.
Man, appreciate on having me on here, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
What you got going on is really dope.
Yep. We got we're gonna have some fun. So you were the number 51 rated recruit in 2006, 6'10", forward center, kind of a multi-talented, huh? You could play a little bit of both. Spent a lot of time in the NBA. What was your recruitment like as a 4-star recruit coming out of St. Pete's?
So my junior year I reclassed because I needed some core classes. So when I did that, I was able to play AAU again. So the year I played AAU again, I kind of really just took off because it kind of started my junior year, my first time because I did 11th grade twice. So my first time doing 11th grade, I didn't really know about AAU. So my guys up there in Jacksonville, I played with Jacksonville Bulls for like 2 tournaments. And after that, everything was history. Like I was kind of illiterate towards like live period and college coaches. So I just was in the gym just playing. I wasn't thinking about who these people was watching the game. I didn't really know what was going on. So
Yeah.
that's how I kind of started.
Yeah. So you look at AAU then and you look at AAU now. Do you see a lot of resemblance or is it pretty much the same?
Man, not really because back then you had some. Oh, back then you had like less teams and less teams that's like money grabs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like now it's just seemed like people just run AU just to run AU and make a living off it when it comes to finances. So some of those like shoe brand companies is good, like Peach Jam and some independent like Sean Williams up there, not Hoop Scene, but up there in Atlanta, and then like Puma and Adidas and all those Under Armour, those is good, but a lot of people doing it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. So tell me about your recruitment. I know you obviously picked Florida. We kind of know
Yeah.
that by now. Who else was involved in your recruitment back then?
So I had Memphis when Calipari was there, Miami, Indiana, Cincinnati, Florida State, um, a whole bunch of other schools. I had cut my list down quick because I wasn't really ready to get into all that stuff because I was kind of the only one doing it. Me and a couple of my other guys was kind of doing it. And I'm from Florida, so I knew I wanted.
Wait, Mo, what you're telling me is you didn't have a top 20 list and then a top
Nah,
15 and then a top 12 and a top. I mean, it's crazy how some of these people put these lists out nowadays, huh?
yeah. It's everybody can do it different, man. I never judge them. That's what they do. It's not them. I know it's their family too. That kind of like that kind of stuff. But for me, my mom and my dad just supported me. They weren't telling me to go this, telling me to go there. I, they told me, Mo, we're gonna support anything you do. So it's kind of easier for me.
Yeah. When you took recruiting trips, did you ever go to Cincinnati or Indiana in the winter?
No, I only took one to visit the Memphis.
That's it?
Yeah,
Only
that's all
one
I took.
other visit. Wow.
Because like I said, I was doing it myself, and I ain't really know what was going on. I just knew like coaches was coming to my school, recruiting me, and wanted me to get there. I wasn't really get deep into uh, going on all these visits and all that. I went to Memphis visit, came back home, and ended up picking Florida.
Yeah. You got to admit, Memphis is pretty nice, though. I've been to Memphis before.
Nah, Memphis solid. I played with the Grizzlies, so
Yeah.
better than what a lot of people think because I'm from the
Yeah.
South.
Yeah. Good barbecue, great music. It's good people too. So you went to Florida, which is kind of crazy in this day and age with NIL and the transfer portal. You only averaged 4 points your freshman year. Obviously, you're on a very, very good team. Was there ever a thought of maybe transferring after your freshman year? Because it seems like everybody nowadays they go.
Nah, it never went through my head because I knew what the situation was. Coach Donovan, Coach Jones, and Coach Shire, those guys did a great job recruiting me. telling me that these guys, I knew these guys after they won that championship, they was going to go to the NBA if they came back one more year. So for me, I just set myself up with that, knowing that I'm gonna practice against these top 10 guys every day in practice. So it's gonna make me easier for next year. So my freshman year was really it was really a good year for me to learn. I mean, learning and learning a lot from Al Horford, Joakim Noah, Chris Richard, and those boys, man. So never thought about transferring. That wasn't big back then.
No. Well, you had to sit out, right?
Yeah, you gotta sit out.
Now you gotta sit down for the 5-minute plane ride to get you to your next school.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's funny, everybody talks about Corey, Corey Brewer, Al Horford, Joakim Noah, but no one really ever talks about Chris Richard. What was that like going against him in practice?
Man, Chris is just a good vet, man. He's like the uncle on the team. But like the crazy thing, the first day of practice, he went baseline and dunked on me and split my eye. Like I had get 3, 4 stitches in my eye. So I was like, oh man, it's real out here. I never experienced anything like that. Especially back then, he's 6'9", 245, rocked up, solid 2% body fat. So
Yeah.
he definitely was the heart of that team. He kept the team together in the locker room. Just a good player, man. Just a good person.
It's amazing that team and how good it was, and how it's amazing how people came back, and you guys built something great. So we've had Coach Jones, Donnie Jones, on the podcast a couple times now.
Yeah, yeah.
If there was a song that best described Johnny Jones, we asked him that, and he gave us the song. What song do you think best describes Johnny Jones?
Too many out there, man. That's a tough question to ask off the top.
Yeah. You wanna know what he picked?
What do
You
you
know what he
think?
you wanna know what he picked? Sade, Smooth Operator.
Yeah, he's a smooth guy now. He definitely a smooth guy. Definitely a smooth guy.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a great recruiter, great person. Found him on a couple times. I actually just talked to him last week. But what was it like with Coach Donovan? I mean, you see him now, obviously, as he's in the NBA. He's doing a great job. What was it like back then with him in college?
Man, Donovan is just a good coach, man. He gonna get the best out of you. He gonna let you know when you're not doing something right. He gonna let you know when you're doing something right. So for me, being there for 2 years, it was really a life changer for me because what kind of person he was to us, and he still is to today. Just getting the best out of you, man. And just showing you and teaching you on an everyday basis, and never let you relax. So Donovan's a good coach, man. I'm not surprised he's been so successful in the NBA. He
Yeah, because a
deserves it.
lot of coaches struggle when they make that jump. A lot of players struggle when they make that jump too. You obviously did the right thing. Your first round pick, 16th overall by the Sixers. You had a great career. Obviously, did very well. Played a long time. Was there any ever thought about coming back for a third year?
Yeah, it's crazy because I kind of think about that still every day. Not every day, once in a while. Like, what if I did go back for my third year? Because I finished my sophomore year really well. I knew if I would came back, I'd probably have been a top 5 pick. But for me, I wasn't where I come from. My house situation when it comes to where my mom, my dad was, my family was, I was like opportunity come, and Coach Donovan recruited me and said he was trying to get me out in 2 years. So for me, I think I thought about it, but I was like, man, let me just take this opportunity because you know how it is. We see a lot of players now that have the opportunity and go back, and sometimes something happens. So for me, like I said, it was a lot of stuff that went into it with my family situation and just me feeling like I was ready.
Yeah. I think also too, you look at NIL, you get kind of the negative about it now, but that's a perfect example. Maybe a little bit of extra money, a little bit of this, a little bit of that could have prolonged a college career and then kind of catapulted you maybe to a top 5 pick. But here nor there. But I think that's the one thing I love about NIL. If it's done the right way, it's a great thing. I don't know how much I like it right now. It seems like the wild, wild west.
Yeah.
But there's a perfect example. Um, with that. So talk about the team. That must have been an incredible run. Kind of talk about that year. You obviously were like ready to have a breakout year your sophomore year. What was it like in that run going through the NCAA tournament and March Madness and what have you?
My freshman year,
Freshman and sophomore, yeah.
So my freshman year, it was like being on the NBA team. They just coming off winning the championship. So we were just the freshmen, our freshman class, just coming in, just trying to find our role in it. And my role was to compete every day, um, learn a lot from those guys, have no ego, asking questions. So, man, it was definitely like a great experience my freshman year. It helped me for my sophomore year before. I mean, for sure, because sophomore year we started off really good. We had all freshmen and sophomores, but we hit a little rough patch and we made it to the NIT. We didn't go to the tournament, so that was kind of a big. That was kind of like something big up there that just won two back to back. Now you end up going to the NIT, but we went to the NIT. We still won 24 plus games, so it wasn't a failure at all because we had freshmen and sophomores. We could have been in the tournament, but we didn't. We made it to the Final Four. So those two, it was just two different experiences. But at the end of the day, it was basketball. It helped me get me where I wanted to go to. It helped coach get him. Like everybody was able to be successful off that team. So both of those teams.
Yeah. Who would you say was the biggest trash talker on that team?
It gotta be Corey, probably Corey Brewer.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always photos of him, like, kinda talking while he's playing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you watch him now in the Big Three, he still talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's it's like someone said about, we asked, Jeff McGinnis, who we've had on the Legends podcast too, said, "Who's the biggest trash talker?" He's like, "Kevin Garnett," and he's still talking, and I said, "Yeah, I don't know if anybody's listening."
KG gonna talk, boy. KG gonna talk.
Who was the guy who was the biggest trash talker you had to compete against, play against either in college or pros?
You gotta say KG or
Yeah.
Paul Pierce.
Paul Pierce.
Yeah, 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 them boys. Yeah, especially when you're young.
Yeah. Problem with Kevin Garnett is he talked, but he wasn't necessarily talking to you.
Nah, 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 nah. He talking. You gonna hear him now. You gonna hear him. He gonna talk to his teammates like, who is this? Who is this rookie right here? Man, turn around. What's your name? Like stuff like that. Yeah, he going. I seen him do that. Some people sometimes, man. Sheesh, take a whole soul out of somebody.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was the worst dancer of your college teammates?
Let me see. The first dancer probably like Dan Warner.
Yeah.
Dan Warner, one of my teammates. Or Lee Humphrey.
Lee Humphrey. Yeah, I could he could shoot the ball though.
He shoot it.
He could shoot the ball. Who was the best dressed of your Florida teammates?
You gotta say Torian Green.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Torian always, yeah, Torian Green.
I could see some of the style. So let's kind of fast forward to your NBA career. So first round, 16th pick. What is it like when your name's called by the commissioner?
Man, it's life changing, man. And people ask me all the time, especially like in the whole process. He's going through the whole process. It goes so fast. You come from being a college player 2 months before, and now being an NBA player. So man, you kind of know. They kind of call you in the morning and be like, "Yo, if you dare, we're gonna draft you." But that's just word of mouth. Like you don't really understand until they call your name. When that name is called, there's a whole different emotions go out of your body because think about it. You've been training for your whole life. You've been watching NBA finals. You've been watching Michael Jordan your whole life. And to be able to get called and be a part of history, man, life changing, man. Like experience. It was experience. It was a feeling I can't really explain. But just put everything your whole life that you ever experienced or ever went through in a positive way together. The best way I could explain it. It was crazy. It was emotional. Being around your family too. I didn't go to New York, so I was with all my family at my grandparents' house. Probably 100 people over there.
Holy cow. Was there any kind of talk or chatter in the morning that you might go higher or lower to someone else?
Nah, it wasn't. Philadelphia did call me that morning around 8 o'clock. Just saying, like I said, just saying like Mo, if you dare. Um, we'll take you. But like I said, that happens a lot, and sometimes it don't happen. But I kind of knew I had some great workouts. I really had some great workouts, especially with Phoenix. Phoenix right at 15. I went 16. They was at 15, and a couple more in the top 10. But going into the draft, people were saying I was going late first round anyway. So for me to be a top 20 pick, it was really a blessing for me, honestly.
Yeah, be honest. What was the dream team? Like, what was the dream pick if you could have I mean, obviously one, but if there was one team back then that you could have been picked by, who would it have been? And don't tell me the Sixers.
Nah, so that's what I'm saying. For like me growing up, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, Luke. Like I didn't really play basketball. I played basketball my sophomore year in high school. That's when I started. So for me, my favorite team was always Chicago because of Michael Jordan. But me being from Orlando, that was always a dream spot. I think Orlando was 24th or 22nd that year. So I'm glad I didn't drop down there. I'm glad I didn't drop to Orlando. But that was probably a team I was like, and Phoenix also because I knew how Amari Stoudemire and Steve Nash played up and down, and I could have been really good in that system. So and Steve Kerr was the GM at the time, so I really thought I was gonna go there. So that's the team I was like, man, I want to go there because I killed that workout.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You were a pretty dynamic player. I feel like you could fit in a lot of systems. What was the biggest was there a big difference between winning a national championship and an NBA championship? Like, is there any different feeling or, sense of accomplishment, maybe a little bit more because you're older, more mature, you've played a little bit longer?
I just feel like it was. I think it is a difference from a little bit of both. College being that's more like an American USA thing. Certain countries will understand, will know what's going on when you go over there. I feel like a lot of different countries got their own college stuff that's going on, but college is really big because I just came from 10 months ago watching Florida win it to like, damn man, I hope we win it next year, and then now to have an opportunity to be on that team and play some minutes in a championship game. And that's why I tell people all the time, I'm still not gonna really understand that until I'm sitting on the couch one day and like, man, I really accomplished that. But like then you go to the NBA, you playing 82 regular season games, you playing all these tough round playoffs. It just means a little bit more because the grind and the sacrifice you got to do for 9 months out of the year at an elite level, it kind of hits different because you're an NBA champion now. That's a real thing that anywhere you go around the world, they gonna know who you are, and you play on that championship team. So I think the NBA one means more and it feels more, and you get more accommodations for being an NBA champion more than a college champion. That's my
Yeah, and I think in the pros too, they say you can't take any games off or even plays off. You really can't take any seconds off
no, you
because
can't.
there's someone just as good as you waiting for an opportunity. I mean, let's be honest.
Yep. No, you're right. Because there's always somebody watching. There's always one of these younger players right on your tail. Um, So you kind of gotta have that battery in your back, understanding what you signed up for, and make sure now it's gonna help you for the future. And that's what a lot of guys look at it, man. Let's do the best we can because basketball is not gonna last forever. It's a small part of our life. We got a whole life. It's a small part, but make sure you give it your all while you can because it could be gone from you any day.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, a great NBA career. Played for the Warriors for quite a few years. Won a world champion 2015. What was that like? What is that like? Kind of playing for multiple teams. Is it kind of stressful when you sign that year or 2 year contract? I mean, what is that kind of like? And how do you, as assistant coach at USF, kind of convey this to the players you're coaching now? Whether it's playing over in China, whether it's playing in the NBA, you know, how do you give that? How do you, I guess, portray that message to them?
Man, that's all about putting the work in, man. If you put the work in and people see it, and like you said, I played on a whole bunch of different teams, so I was able to get traded and I also signed with guys in free agency. So that means somebody wants you. It's always people watching. That's the thing about sports. It's always people watching your every move because one day you might need those people. So for me, going into every locker room different and during the season or after the season or before the season, man, you just gotta adjust. You gotta learn how to adjust. You gotta adjust and find your role. And that's the thing with me. I always found my role with, like you just said, if it's in China, if it's here, playing in the NBA, it's all about finding your role, finding your niche. Because once you get to that point, you're able to adjust any room you go to. So when I tell my guys about that situation, like stop trying to transfer or figure it out where you at. That's what it's about. It's not always green on the other side. So you want to leave here and transfer, not guaranteeing what's gonna happen over there. So wherever you at in life and wherever you at, wherever team you on, figure it out, man. get the right people around you because it's all about the people. Figure it out. It's all about the people. You got the right people around you. You got the right supporting staff. Supporting cast. You'll be successful. It's a journey though. It's a sacrifice.
Yeah. I had a couple buddies that played over in Europe and, just and they were playing even as I knew them in their 30s and stuff with, multiple kids and it's
Yeah.
a different people think it's all glamour. It's great. You get to play pro basketball, you get paid, but no one and no one ever talks about the wives or the, female basketball significant others and the kids and stuff like that. So, I'm going to ask you a couple kind of quick hitters, quick questions. And I just whatever comes off the top of the head. It's not that difficult. One word to describe Florida, the Florida Gators. One word.
Oh man, elite.
Elite. One word to describe USF.
One word.
Mm-hmm.
Edge.
Edge.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Why edge?
because we got an edge. We always on edge, man. We always locked in. Um, got edge by our grind, or how we grind every day.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. One word to describe Coach Donovan.
Hall of
You could say Hall of Famer. I'll give you that. I
teacher.
know it's 3 words.
Yeah,
It's
Hall
all
of
right.
Famer.
Okay.
Hall of Famer.
Your favorite college class?
Honest, want to be honest or true? I mean, lie. Which one you
You tell
want?
me.
Bowling. Bowling class. The whole team was in there.
Hey, I was a Division I college athlete, man. We had archery and games. We had
Yeah.
coaching sports. So in your non-bowling classes, in the actual real classes, would you sit in the front, middle, or back of the class?
Man, I'm 6'10", so I don't want to sit in the front and have our little kids try to look over me. So I sit middle back.
Middle back. Okay. Okay. Uh, who would you say was a better student, Al Horford or Joakim Noah?
Oh my God, Al Horford. Al Horford is a great, a great student.
Yeah. Is Joakim a better singer though?
Yeah, he gonna try to sing, man. It might don't sound good all the time, but he gonna try. And that's the thing about it. At least he tried.
What arena was the toughest to play in college? What was the toughest arena, sight lines, crowds, just everything?
I got two,
Okay.
or just one.
No, you can do two. That's fine.
Gotta say Rupp, Kentucky. You gotta say them. You gotta say Tennessee's the Vols.
Really?
Gotta
Okay.
say those.
Okay. Who is the one player you love playing against, whether college or pros? Who's the one guy you just felt like you got in that arena, you're like, he's gonna be mine.
Oof. Kendrick Perkins.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Who was the toughest to guard?
Man, it got to overall, like first part of my career, second part of my career, because I played against like a Shaq, but like a younger Dwight, Orlando Dwight was deadly. He was tough, and I'm gonna give you a couple. A younger Dwight when he was in Orlando, he was really tough. DeMarcus Cousins when he was in Sacramento was really tough, and Andre Blatch, that's his name. It's kind of surprised people. Andre Blatch was tough because he was 6'11" guard skills, so he was really one of them first big guards.
Yeah, he had a nice touch.
Yeah, he was
Nice little soft touch. I remember
yeah,
him.
he was good.
One word to describe the SEC.
Sheesh, domination.
Ooh, domination. Okay. If you could put two more questions. If you could put a college all-star team together when you were in college, who would be on it and you can't have any of your teammates?
Oh my God. All right, Jamont Gordon, point guard, Mississippi State. Chris Lofton, shooter, from Tennessee. Um, I pick KD, KD at the three. Pick KD at the three. He's at Texas. Uh, jeez. Then Mike Beasley at the 4.
Yeah. Where would you be on that team?
Nah,
Really?
I know my role, man. I know my role. I know my role. I know my role. I won't be on there. Um, Randolph Morris, Kentucky. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a solid one. That's a solid that's a solid team, man.
no, it is.
All right. Give me the song that best describes you.
Man, you give me some tough ones right now. Jeez. Um, Describe me as a person or like a player?
You tell me. Coach Amir
I'm
had a
two
good
different
one.
people though. I'm two
Oh,
different
wow.
guys.
All right, give me two then. Give me two.
I'm
Give
two
me
different.
the person and the player. That's fair.
Mm, I'm more laid back as a person. I'm not fiery like I am as a player. So I
So a
don't
little
really
maybe R&B, little, you know.
yell like cool. But like anything with King, like King Von, I know it's bad, but King Von, I'm on court. I don't got one song, but a couple songs he got. Put him in, get you in that killer mode.
Yeah. But as a player. As a player, same thing, huh?
No, as a player, yeah, I'm more like a killer when it comes to basketball. Like I got a killer mindset. But more as a coach or just a person, I'm more like laid back, chill, preserve, real preserve. You know what I mean? But as a player, I'm more like that.
So tell me about your current role right now with USF. I mean, you're an assistant coach. You're with Coach Amir.
Director of player development. I'm player development, but you know with this college stuff, all this stuff kind of the same. You know what I mean? Like just get to help. You just got to help players, help the coach. Yep, just help the coach and just do what it takes to have these kids be successful, these young men be successful because real life about to hit soon for those guys, and I just try to do my best to tell my story and then just be a sponge for them if they want to talk about anything. Be a sponge for this coaching staff if they need me or they need me to do anything. Just be a sponge and learn. That's all I'm about, learning. I played for a long time, but when you get on this side, it's some other things you got to learn. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm here for, to help these young men
Yeah.
change
What's
their
it
life.
like working with Coach Amir? He's a high energy, just a positive dude, huh?
It's elite. He elite, man. He's first class. All about the players. All about his staff. All about people. And you know how it is in life. You be around good people. A lot of situations always be better. Even though you might be in a certain situation in life, certain situation outside of the sport. When you come around these guys, man, you come around this coaching staff, everything goes out the window. So it's elite being here with all these guys.
Yeah. Did you ever play against his brother?
I think his last year was in Sacramento. I think I did. I be thinking when it was his last year. I think he retired 09. So he's a first class guy too. What you
Yeah, you
say?
put him in retirement, huh?
No, I ain't do that. No, I would have won at him though. I would have won at him for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Coach
He was
Mo, a
good
big
though. Good player.
yeah, oh, he was great. I mean, he was phenomenal. I mean, there's a lot of great players you played against. I'm really excited for USF this year, and obviously, you know, you working with them and stuff like that, especially the bigs and what have you. It should be a really dynamic year in the American Athletic Conference for you guys. And you know, Big Mo, you're going to stick on for one more second, but I really appreciate it. I hope everybody enjoyed this Legends podcast with Marreese Speights of Florida Gators and now a director of player development of the USF Bulls. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to Legends, Full Court Legends. We'll be back soon with another great former college basketball player.